Welcome to One on One. I'm Greg Bassey, your host for the Salisbury Independent newspaper. It's a big day here at PAC 14 because we have one of my favorite people from Western Wycomico County with us, Michelle Wright. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So your family is like a big deal out there that Mardella Hebron way. You all own the Wrights Market, which to me is like Disney World.
Okay.
I love that place. Tell me about your business there.
Well, Wrights Market has the new market, we call the new market,
Right.
has been there since 2001. The Wrights have been farming that land there for probably 100 years.
Right.
But they used to have a small market, and then it just grew and grew and grew, and now we
grew.
have and grew. So now we're very diversified. We have everything there from fresh fruits and vegetables that's grown by my husband and my son, Charles IV and Charles V. So
Right.
there's a lot of heritage there.
There's other names other than Charles.
There are yes, there are other names, but when you're married to Charles IV,
Right.
you kind of
You're
expected to
stuck,
have Charles
yeah.
V. But it's a family business. Our daughter's involved. My
When you
mother-in-law.
go there, everyone's working. Everyone behind the counter is on the
Everyone
family
is-
payroll.
Yes, we have. My husband's aunt works there. My daughter works there.
It reminds me of Fisher's Popcorn down in Ocean City. Everybody in the family is there
Yes,
working.
yes. There's no idle hands with the Wrights.
Right.
That's for sure. But you can come there. Like I said, and get fresh fruits and vegetables. We've got a small bakery there. We have a greenhouse. Of course, flowers are fading out now. We'll be switching over to fall things here soon.
You can all go in there and buy our mums.
But you can get
that
your
we buy every
mums in
year.
the fall, yes. We do agtainment activities. Actually, on the 20th of July, we have our Watermelon Festival.
Right, we were talking about that.
Yes, and then in the fall, we do the pumpkin patch and the corn maze and the hayride. So we open to the public on the weekends, and then we do field trips with schools and daycares during the week in October.
It's way more than just a vegetable stand.
It is. And then, of course, everybody knows Zorro.
Right.
Zorro is 13 years old.
Scares me.
He looks scary, but
he
he's
eyeballs
not
me
scary.
when I'm standing there.
Yeah, he's very friendly. He loves to have his
He's
forehead
a goat.
rubbed.
Goat or a ram? What is he?
No, he's a bull.
He's a bull. That's right. I'm sorry. The big,
He's
right?
the
Yes,
big bull,
yeah.
yes. But he's very friendly. You just have to be careful because his horns are so big and
Yes.
pointy. But he is very friendly. I don't want to get inside the pen with him. But I'm okay from the outside.
Moves very slow.
Yes. He's the leader of the pack. Of course, people know that we also have about 20 goats out there.
Right.
People love to come and feed them corn and carrots and things. And then we've added little bunny rabbits this year
Okay.
as another thing that people can come out and see and touch and those kinds of things. So, it's just a nice, we try to make sure it's a nice family environment. So whether you're there just to feed the animals or if you're there to buy produce, hopefully it's good quality produce, and then everything else that we can provide as a service.
So everyone's out there working 20 hours a day in the summer, and you've taken it upon yourself with some others to do something really heroic in the community. Tell me about this.
Well, about a month ago, I went to a Greater Salisbury Committee meeting. I was there with the Maryland Food Bank, actually, and C.H. Brittingham was there and speaking about this project called Home for a Hero.
Right.
And it's actually a project where they're trying to build a home for a veteran and his family. And so they actually initiated the project with some students at Salisbury University, researched it, developed a plan, and then CH was there talking about how they needed support for this project, whether it be materials donated or the labor, and some monetary donations. They had already picked the family. They went through Home of the Brave and selected the family.
Right.
And then, so I was just there as part of this meeting, and they were talking about how they needed help. So that afternoon, I got back to the market. And
No, wait. The rest of us just sit there and go, well, someone else will take care of that.
Yeah. That's normally not my style. People that know me know that's not my style. But anyway, I was thinking about who I knew. I grew up in Delmar. My dad was very involved with the Delmar VFW and the firefighters there. So I thought, I can call folks that I know there, and I can call folks that I know for the Legions and those kinds of folks. My mind not turning off. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up again, and I thought, we need to make this a bigger deal than me just making a few phone calls. So I got thinking about, how can we do this? How do we get the word out? Where is there a place or a location where we can really promote this thing? And then the Watermelon Festival clicked in my mind. So I called CH the next day and said, what do you think about us tying in your project with our festival? So we created this Home for a Hero Awareness Day at Wrights Market's Watermelon Festival. And then I got thinking about other fundraising ideas that we could possibly do that day and how to bring awareness. So that's what we've been working on for the last month.
Yeah, now the Watermelon Festival, I'm always leery of taking pictures at businesses, that kind of thing. But the Watermelon Festival is so big and so cool that we take pictures there every year because it gets such a turnout. And just how brilliant to mate that event with this need is just incredible.
Well, we just figured there would be a way to bring more awareness. We try to help with community events. Some things are a little bit bigger than others. We try to help nonprofits. Part of our Watermelon Festival for this will be our 16th festival. And every year we've had the Delmar VFW there doing barbecue chicken.
Right.
We've had the Lions Club there doing hamburgers and hot dogs. Northwestern's Relay for Life team has been there every year doing the drinks and snow cones. So that money that's raised at their booths go to their causes. We try to make sure that we involve the community and find ways to help other groups raise money and awareness and those kinds of things. And this one hit me I think because my involvement with my dad in the VFW and the excitement around trying to help provide a home for our family. So
I just made the paper for this week yesterday, and I pulled your quote out and played it real big in the paper, where you said you can't wait to see the faces on the people when they get their house. Talk about how that's all going to work.
Well, we're hoping to break ground in Sharptown in August. We're hoping to have everything settled and planned and confirmed as far as the people that are doing the materials and the labor and the monetary part of this. And then we're going to do our groundbreaking ceremony. And then hopefully construction will start right after that. And then hopefully, maybe by the end of the year, this house will be completed and this family will be able to come and turn that key and open that door and start their life in this home.
I get a little choked up just thinking
yeah,
about it.
I mean, it's I would love to think it would be done by Christmas. To think that they could have this at Christmas,
Right.
To celebrate that season in a brand new home, knowing that it's a fresh start for them. This family, this gentleman, he having a little bit of trouble adjusting back into society right now. He's married and has a 2-year-old daughter. So for me to think that maybe Christmas time they can be celebrating and have this new home. They won't have that burden of a house payment or a rent payment to pay each month, but they are going to be taking over all the other daily,
Right.
Things that it takes to to maintain a home. But I just think it's going to be really, really a great day to be able to go and see them open that door and know this is ours, and I really foresee them, just being overwhelmed with the support of the community and all the different people that made this happen. I just can't wait to see it.
Now, CH's son, Brandon, is involved in this?
Yes.
Now, he's a realtor in town. He's so busy.
Yes, he is. Apparently, he works with Salisbury University with their marketing department, and that's how he became aware of this, and the students wanted to work on this project, and he said, well, let's try to do this, make this really happen, not let this be just a project for a grade.
Right.
So they pretty much said, okay, let's see what we can do, and then, here we are. So.
And Jeff Merritt from Operation We Care, does he have a role in this too?
He does. He and I think, talk almost daily right now. All the monies are going through Operation We Care. He's been involved in the planning of some of these things. He's been involved in overseeing and kind of giving some guidance on some do's and don'ts and things to think about, and where he's been so involved with the community in Operation We Care. I mean,
he's the greatest advocate for veterans that
exists. He really is. He really is. I went to their packing ceremony a few months ago in Mardella. I'd never seen it before. He'd been asking me many, many times to come and just be a part of it.
It's a machine, the way they have it.
It is.
They do it twice a year, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, but it's just a machine.
It's amazing. I was just, when he told me that they pack over 800 boxes within, I think, like a 4-hour time frame, I was like, how do you do this? And so when I went that morning,
how do you get people to show up?
Yes,
everyone's there, like ready to go.
They are. They start at 7 o'clock. Yeah. They start getting everything organized and everything in place. 9 o'clock, right on the button. People were lined up, You went through, everything was put in the boxes. They have someone there that kind of inspects and makes sure everything's in there the way it should be. They tape those boxes. There's someone there from the Postal Service, taping, stamping, and there's a truck outside.
Right.
And it's on the truck ready to go.
Right.
I mean, it's just amazing.
And Jeff did all that.
He did all that,
Yeah.
yes. And, he's, I've never met anyone who is such a strong advocate
Yeah.
for people who have served our country and are currently serving. He's just got a huge heart. And I know he's got a lot of help. He'd probably, say I probably should mention his wife.
Right.
Yeah,
Deanna. Yeah.
but it's amazing to see the work that he has done and continues to do.
It's, that's one thing about this community. I don't know if it's this way everywhere, but just how completely aware we are of veterans and how much we give back to veterans, and like we seem to embrace their stories and connect with them. It just wows me. It really does.
Yeah, it is. So many things we take for granted,
Yeah.
and sometimes we need to be reminded of why we're able to do the things that we're able to do, and be thankful for what we have. And unfortunately, there are some that don't take the time to thank those that deserve it. But this is a time that we are, as a family, are very, very excited to be a part of this community project and be able to bring awareness and pay tribute
Right.
to those who serve and protect us.
So when's the festival?
So Watermelon Festival is Saturday, July the 28th. It's from 10 to 4. We have all kinds of things planned. As far as the watermelon is concerned, we do give out free watermelon slices that day. We have a Watermelon Princess contest that starts
Now,
at
last
11.
time I was there, they told me I couldn't keep going through the line.
You must have been through there a lot.
I was. But go ahead, sorry.
Yes, that's okay. But we do have a princess contest at 11 o'clock for little girls ages 3 to 8.
And they wouldn't let me in that as either.
No, I don't think they'll let you in that. We do a watermelon bowling contest. We have a watermelon seed spitting contest. We have a watermelon eating contest.
What's the distance that they get on those seeds?
It varies. It could be an inch, or it could be, I think, like 30 feet.
Yeah.
So we have the Mardell Watermelon Queen. She comes and MCs the princess contest, and then she helps with all of our activities.
And of all the
throughout
local
day.
queens, growing up from the 70s even, the watermelon queen was always the most beautiful queen.
They
of
are
all of
beautiful.
them. Where do they get these watermelon queens?
You know what? These girls.
Is there like a secret farm somewhere
There's
where they
not,
grow the
and
watermelon?
actually, a lot of these girls aren't even ag background.
Well, but they're
families.
from like Laurel and Mardell and Sharpton. They're from everywhere.
They're from everywhere. Millsboro. Our current queen coordinator is from Millsboro,
Okay.
Delaware. But our current queen is from Laurel. She is a very sweet person. She's actually grown up on a farm. She has helped sell. Her family has a retail business in Bethel, Delaware. But she'll be there all day, kind of emceeing and helping with all of our events. We do have live music at the festival. Barron Creek plays for us every year.
Excellent.
I mentioned the food earlier, barbecue chicken,
Right.
hamburgers
Oh,
and hot
man.
dogs. We actually have a group, Lieutenant Dan's out of Fedelsburg. I contacted them about helping with Home for a Hero, and one of their members said they would do funnel cakes.
Great.
And that money will go towards the project. Whatever profit they make will come back to help us with the Home for a Hero. So they're going to be there doing that. We have a game tent. We do face painting. There's a bounce house. There's free fire truck rides. But Mardella and Hebron fire departments come, and they do free fire truck rides
Yes.
for us. And then the sheriff's department, they come and they have one of their drug dogs there.
Right.
And they do a dog demonstration.
Where the dog runs and attacks
yes.
Lieutenant Tim Robinson, which is one of my
Yes,
favorite things
that's
to see
right.
him
Tim
go down.
Robinson, he's
Yeah.
pretty much every year helping with that. But it's just neat to see how these dogs interact and how they can detect and how the officers handle
Right.
those situations and things. Now, as far as Home for a Hero is concerned, we will have a tent there that will have a diagram of the house plan, information about the family, a donation box. We're going to have a table there set up so that if you want to, which you're helping us out with, we're going to do a tribute to our military in your paper.
Yes. I only vaguely know about this, but I'm excited about it.
Well, I am too. For a $5 minimum donation, you can fill out a form.
Right.
And you can write a tribute to your military hero. And when I was talking to Kathy about my idea,
Our sales rep, right?
yes, I said to her, in my mind, I said, what I want to do, I said, because my dad was in the Army, I want to say, in memory of Jackie Moore, Army, proud to be your daughter, Michelle. If anyone wants to say, something about, thank you for your service, thank you for protecting me, anything
Right.
like that. But with your help, we're going to be able to sell these tributes for $5. Donation will go towards the project, and then we will then print these tributes in your paper.
Right. And for us, we're doing it at cost.
Yes.
Because we just want to, whatever we can do to
We're
help.
help
Yeah.
out, yes. This is definitely a community effort. I mean,
Right.
it's definitely, it's amazing to see everybody pulling together to make this a success. And then we've got, we actually have at Target and Bed Bath & Beyond a registry set up so that anyone can go and purchase a household item.
Great idea.
So,
Wow.
if they're going to need lamps and shower curtains and plates
Yeah.
and utensils and towels and things like that. So the day of the festival is actually the official drop-off day for the registry items.
Okay.
We actually have an area at the market right now. So if anybody wanted to do it now, between now and actually when the house is completed, we'll take those donations and then we're going to store them. Someone has donated a storage unit for us to store those items.
Wow.
If you want to go and help support it that way. We have the late great Chevy Club that does a car show every year at the festival.
Yes.
They have actually agreed to let us sell ballots for $1.
They bring a good crowd.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And you don't have to have a Chevrolet. You can any make or model is welcome to the car show. But instead of one of us going out and picking best in show, we're going to sell a ballot for $1. You can go around and choose which car you think is the best in the show.
Excellent.
And then those ballot totals will determine who the winner is. But your money will go towards the project.
Right.
So we've got a lot of things going on to try to raise money for this. We know we've got to have some cash available to us to get this started. And then the other piece of this, which is, we do need the materials donated. We do need labor
Right.
donated. If anyone, is interested in donating the materials to build this home or has the skilled labor, skills to help us build it, we're also looking for that. It's for something that I just went to a meeting a month ago
Right.
and was just there to be there for support
Right.
for the Maryland Food Bank.
No, you went for the lunch.
Yeah, well, they do have good food. Yes, they do have good lunches. But now it's turned into this huge thing that I feel like is just my heart is just pulling towards. I just I can't wait to get it finished. So and I'm so impressed with Jeff Merritt in Operation We Care and Mike Dunn at Greater Salisbury. I mean, C.H. Brittingham and Brandon. I mean, everyone that I've been working with is just so supportive and just doing whatever they can to make this, make this happen. And it's so far it's been very rewarding.
So I'm sure you're just going to build one house and then go away, and that's the end of it, right?
That is not our plan. That is not our plan.
That would be the easy thing to do.
Yeah, it would be. That's not
Like,
our
check,
plan.
we did this.
No. Actually, when I was talking to CH about this in the beginning, he said, this could really turn into a once a year or every other year type of event. Because we've had some people that say, Michelle, I want to do the HVAC. And I'm like, thanks, but I already have someone who's committed to that. Can I put you on the next house?
Right.
And they're like, yeah, keep me in mind. And then actually, Jeff Merritt got a phone call this week about some property that may be available to be donated to Operation We Care. And then, so, I mean, we may have, in the next month or two, we could have another piece of property sitting and waiting.
Right.
So, I mean, if this is something that we feel like we can accomplish, I can't see us stopping with just one house. And then, CH was saying, there's more than just, there's all kinds of heroes.
Right.
It's not, yes, we have our military heroes, but there are other heroes out there that may be in a situation where they need this kind of help. So right now, and it's not really for me to say I'm here to help and raise awareness. I would rather for them to make the decisions on who they think the next family should be or, where our next focus should be. I'm certainly happy to just be on the side and help and bring awareness and talk to who I know and do things like this to, find those folks that can help us get those homes completed. But yeah, I don't see this as being a one-time thing and being done. I see this happening, I would say, if maybe not every year, but every other year, maybe.
Right. Well, once you get it going,
Yes.
you build
Yes.
awareness.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
The items in the paper, those things can run anytime, around the holidays and promote it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You could have a Christmas festival instead of just a watermelon festival.
We
Give us something to
could. We could. We could. I'd rather be off in the wintertime. But if this is what it took to get a house built for someone, I'd probably step up and do what I could to help get it done.
Now, your husband, Charles, everyone knows him. Great, modern farmer guy. But like most farmers, he says about 6 or 7 words a year, and 2 of those words are Merry Christmas.
I don't know. He can talk.
So what does he think of Michelle running around doing all this stuff?
I got lucky because he has always been supportive of everything that I've done. Whether it's been with, leaving work and going to a school event and helping with something at my kids' schools. I was served on the county school board for 6 years, appointed by the governor. So I did that for 6 years, and that took a lot of time, and he was very supportive every day, every minute when I did that.
And there were people very, very sad when you left the school board.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I didn't want to leave the school board, but there were certain things that happened with financial disclosures and
Right.
The laws that were passed and things like that I just didn't want to put my personal and my family members' information out there for public use.
Right.
I felt like that they didn't sign up for the school board. I did.
Right.
And I just didn't feel comfortable with their information being out there and not having any control on what was done with it. So based on that, I had to make a decision. So I resigned after 6 years. But I enjoyed it. It's a tough job. I didn't realize how tough it was till I got in it.
Mardella doesn't have the voice in the system that maybe it needs to have. They're all very aware of it, and they try to think of Mardella. But you were a great advocate for that part of the county in terms of the education. Yeah.
I tried. It's a smaller school
Right.
in the county as far as high schools are concerned, and even middle schools.
It's got an excellent record of performance.
It does.
Kids
It
out there
does.
do
And
great.
it is a true community school.
Yeah.
The students are great. The teachers there are great. And not that they're not great at other schools.
Right.
But it's just a true community school environment. And
Well, the teachers want to be there because the kids try so hard.
yes, and it's just it's a close-knit community.
Yeah. But anyway, you're a great advocate for them.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes. But anyway, between being involved, at that point I was involved with the Chamber of Commerce and Greater Salisbury and all those different organizations. And, Charles was very, very supportive and still is. I mean, he knows that I enjoy being involved. He knows that I like helping people. So, he just keeps working and I keep helping people, I guess. And it's just, I grew up in a family that helped. Like I said, my dad was part of the VFW. He was part of the Delmar Fire Department. My mom was always involved in all of our school activities. If it was concession stand or Girl
Right.
Scouts or Boy Scouts, whatever, my mom was always involved.
Right.
And I guess when you grow up with that, you just
You're
kind
taught
of
to give back.
You're taught to give back, and I just enjoy it. I just enjoy people and being a part of something that's doing some good.
How are farm families doing in Wycomico County? What's going on right now?
Oh, right now farm families are struggling, I think. But there are people that don't give up.
Right.
I didn't grow up on a farm. I married a farmer.
Right. And that's a big difference.
It is a
I
big
understand that,
difference.
yeah.
It is a big difference. I can get on my soapbox for a long, long time about farmers. But growing up on a farm, having my kids grow up on the farm where I didn't, I can see where there's these freedoms that you don't get
Right.
if you're not, part of a farm family. But I do believe that they're probably one of the hardest working groups of people, and probably one of the least respected group of people. everything is up to the weather and the economy.
Yeah.
So, you know, we haven't had the best weather this year, and actually over the last several years we haven't had the best weather. So, you know, right now I think as far as crops and the hours that are required and, you know, the stress of, you know, the bills coming in and hoping that the crops produce so that you can
Right.
get that debt paid off. That's part of every day, every year life of, you know, of a farmer. You know, they're all getting up early, they're all working late, they're all checking irrigation right now. You know, we
Right.
did get an inch of rain last night, but, you know, they're all up around the clock checking irrigation. You know, they're all dealing with new regulations, you know, food safety and all those kinds of things that fall into place. They're all advocating for themselves to maintain what they have and to be able to farm. And that's whether you're a vegetable farmer, a grain farmer, a chicken farmer, you know, whatever those, you know, whatever you're doing. But farmers don't give up.
No, they don't.
They don't give up. You know, they're risk takers. They're investors. They're intelligent people that are trying to produce food for us at the least amount of cost,
Right.
in the most efficient ways. You know, but things are so expensive. You know, I don't think people realize what it takes for their food to get to their table. You know, if you get a fuel bill that's $3,000 or $4,000 for the month, you know, or if you get a seed bill that's $40,000, you know, those kinds of things, and then you have a lot of rain. We had,
Yeah.
I think, 21 inches in 20 days or something.
Right.
And then you have to go back and replant and go through that expense again. You don't recoup that a lot of times.
Right.
So I think, you know, farm families, they're still positive, they're still moving forward, they're still getting up every day.
Thank goodness we have them.
Yes, you know, Charles made a comment when he was being interviewed one time, and it stuck with me because they asked him why he chose farming as his job. And he said to them, I don't look at this as my job. I don't look at this as going to work. He said, I go to the farm.
Right.
He said, I get up and I go to the farm. I don't look at this as a job. I don't look at this as work. I look at it as work because I see how hard he works.
No, there's a relationship with nature. I mean,
Yes.
it's just an amazing thing.
Yes, but you know, it's in his blood. It's got to be in your blood if you want to do this for a living. And but like I said, farmers they just keep trugging forward. They get through this season, and guess what? Next
Starts
year's a
again.
new season, and they just start over, and they just think it's going to be great, and they plan for a great year, and whatever comes, and they just keep on going. So it's the life of a farmer.
All right, give me a last plug for the event. When is it?
July the 28th, Wright's Market on Route 50.
10
between
o'clock.
Hebron and Mardella.
It's right there on the right. If you're heading to Cambridge, it's right there on the right.
Yes, has the big windmill. And
Can't
it has
miss it.
Zorro the bull or the goats. People recognize
Right.
us for all three things now. It does run from 10 to 4. We have all kinds of family-oriented activities, good food, music, games. But we are also very excited to have the Home for the Hero Awareness Day there, tied in with the festival. If you can come out and support, make a donation. You know, pick up an item at Target or Bed Bath & Beyond and drop it off. And we'll hold those household items until the house is completed. If you want to come out and vote on the Best in Show car, if you want to come out and do a tribute in Salisbury Independent and pay tribute to your military hero. They're the little things that we're doing to hopefully compile a pile of money and have it in the bank ready,
Excellent.
ready for this house to be completed.
Michelle, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. Another edition of 101 right here on PAC 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14.